Oh wait, no. I need to take off this what's it called? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I need to take out this noise cancellation real quick. Hold on. All right, we should be good now. But we back with another video. You can see, buddy got his hair did, different color, all type of shit, man. We changed up the style a little bit. It been 4 days, bro. 4 days since I even made a video, bro. So I'm slacking, but we backing. What? We back though. I ain't gonna lie. We gonna start off with some scary shit. And I posted a short yesterday though about the Camaro being the best Mopar, but it was on my head yesterday. But I ain't gonna lie. And somebody was like, "Do more car related videos," but I ain't got like no sweet shit. So if I'm just reacting to cars all day, this should be kind of boring. So I don't know. And we back streaming tomorrow too. So yeah, without further ado, let's get to this video. Before the video start though, please drop a sub. We at 1290 exact. Need 10 more for 1300. And yeah, we got most of server encounters in the woods. If you brave enough to hike in the woods, bro, you got it, my boy. Cause I'm not doing that. We also got you feel me? I'm about to go ahead and get this right. But yeah, I'm not hiking in the woods, bro.
A man named Ethan and his wife Danny were spending a weekend together on Vancouver Island, which they had done many times before. The couple has a lot of experience on the island and just camping in general. Vancouver Island provides an optimal camping setting because of its mix of scenic beaches and dense forest. The couple had many successful camping trips on the island, until something truly terrifying happened to them on their final outing on the islands.
To them?
Ethan and Danny were far from any roads or civilization, enjoying the solitude. They set up camp on a beach a good distance from anywhere and kept a fire going. To get to the trail leaving the beach was a kilometer along the beach and 2 kilometers to the road through the forest.
Got a couple nuggets. I'm not doing that on the island either. You can miss me with that too. I need to be at home.
The couple had met another camper named Leon from New Zealand, who they ran into earlier that day on the beach. Leon was planning on sleeping in his van, which he parked back up on the road. The couple invited him down to the beach for a fire, and the three shared a bottle of wine, talking amongst themselves around the fire. This is where things started to get a little creepy. The sun was starting to go down by this point, and the trio kept hearing what sounded like female voices from behind them in the bushes, dividing the beach from the forest. It wasn't too dark out yet though, so it was still possible that they were just other hikers or campers nearby, or even a group who anchored offshore and the sound was just bouncing in a weird way. All three of them could agree that they were hearing female voices though. On that note, it was getting late and a little dark, so Leon said goodbye and set out to hike back to his car before it was too dark. Ethan and Danny stayed by their campsite and stoked the fire because Danny was starting to get creeped out by the voices, which continued on into the darkness. It sounded like 2 female voices speaking, but whatever that was being said was unintelligible. It sounded to the couple like the voices were not far beyond the
Oh, they just killed it,
when
bro.
spring break was the most fun you could ever imagine.
The story is getting interesting, bro.
tree line now. They stayed up very late tending to the fire, and only when the voices had finally stopped, they decided to put out the fire and go to sleep in the tents. Before doing so, the two had scanned the cove with a flashlight several times looking for boats that could have been the source of the talking, but there was nothing in sight.
It ain't no boat, that's why,
It was
bro.
around 3 a.m. when they laid down finally. Ready?
It took them that long to finally lay down because of the voices. Nah, you can't even be mad though, because nigga, I'm wondering what that is, bro. 2 females in a bush behind me. I'm not even about to stay there, bro.
To catch some shut-eye. But about 15 minutes after they laid down, Ethan and Danny heard footsteps in the area around their campsite, over by where the fire was. They came from the direction of the bushes toward the inland behind them, a direction that was not traversable by people. The couple lay there, hoping it was just a bear or any animal, because the
First off, why would you hope it's an animal? Especially a bear. Boy, that tank getting mauled, boy, you're done.
only bears on the island are black bears, which usually are very timid around people. The footsteps went from the fire, then over to the tent, then back into the woods. 5 minutes later, the footsteps came back again to the fire, and now, clear as day, there were 2 female voices talking gibberish very loudly. Their communication was not resembling any languages known to Ethan or Danny.
Wow,
They seemed to
bro.
be talking over each other, having what could barely be considered to be a conversation
Man,
at
they-
full volume in the dead of night, very far away from
They got
civilization,
aliens in
without
that
using
bit.
lights to navigate through the dense brush relatively quietly in a direction that seemed impossible to traverse on foot. The two voices moved from the fire pit area over to the tent, still talking at a loud volume. They stood over the tent talking for a few seconds, then went completely dead as night silence. They went back into the woods to never be seen or heard again. Ethan and Danny lay there completely frozen and afraid for a long time. They
Man,
woke up around 11 a.m. the next day because of how late they fell asleep.
I'm sick. They even went to sleep.
They packed up first thing and never returned. The couple probably made the best decision to remain quiet in the tent, not
Smart.
drawing attention to themselves from whoever or whatever was outside the tent.
Boy, they had the ring out there.
The following pictures you're about to see were taken by hikers Kylie Cashwell and John Stone, who both live in Eagle Mountain, Utah, a small town south of Salt Lake City. For the past few years, they had been exploring forests in search of interesting things, and one day they found it. One day Kylie was hiking in Cedar Fort, just 5 miles south of Salt Lake City.
Don't ask me why I got this big ass thing of apple juice, bro. I'm thirsty.
While hiking, she found large amounts of animal bones and piles of junk people had dumped.
Damn.
But things started to get strange when she started coming across strange symbols and animal parts scattered throughout the forest, some of them in weird formations. On September 15th, she decided to bring her friend Josh along with her to show him in person the unusual things she was finding. This time, the two came across something even more disturbing. On the trail, there was a severed deer head and a pentagram
Can I
surrounded
show
by
that?
deer legs, which were not there the first time Kylie walked the trail. The sun was going down, and after getting their
Bro, what? They made a whole pentagram out of the deer leg. They touched it. What the bro?
pictures, they agreed it was time to head back to the car. But the more they walked, they realized they didn't recognize the path they were on.
Oh my
The
god.
two start looking
They
around
got
for anything
lost.
that could refresh their memory of where they were.
They got
As it
lost,
got
bro.
dark out, the two accepted that they were lost. With nothing but their phone.
You waited till it got dark to be like, yeah, we're lost. What the Bro, I'm using all the daylight I can. I'm running through shit. I'm finding my way back before it get dark. Because there's no way. It's worse at night. Now you can't see.
phone flashlights to navigate, they started getting the feeling they were being watched. As they picked up their pace, the two started to hear the trees and bushes moving at least 20 feet to their right, made more concerning by the fact that there was no wind that night. The two started to panic and hurried onto a trail they found, hoping it would take them back to Kylie's car. Just when things couldn't seem to get any worse, Kylie and Josh heard a scream so deep and horrific that it sounded neither human nor animal. The two sprinted down the trail,
I heard,
Kylie making
bro.
a conscious effort not to look back, but Josh did. And Josh claimed to see a large black figure on the trail behind them, too big to be a human. The two made it to the car by some stroke of luck, losing whatever was chasing them. So they left
Bro, imagine the car wasn't even there.
the forest and went straight home. Upon doing research, Kylie found documents of common cult practices reported in those woods, as well as numerous murders and disappearances that happened in the area throughout the years.
So they went to a murder forest. Why?
Ethan and Danny in the first story, Kylie has not returned since.
You going to an abandoned bunker?
Deep in the woods in northern Germany,
In the
two friends were
woods?
hiking in an area formerly territory of the German Democratic Republic when they came across these strange periscope-like pipes protruding from the ground. Feeling either brave or foolish, they decided to investigate further. They discovered a doorway hidden behind several bushes, covered by a large wooden lid. What they found hidden beneath the ground is a pretty disturbing piece of history. The doorway led to a huge abandoned army bunker. There were several tunnels leading off in different directions, which intersected a long central corridor.
Bro, it could be a body
There were
in there.
so many different directions to go that exploring the place felt like going through a maze to the two friends. They tried not to stray far away from each other in fear of getting lost. That's how big the place was. As they ventured deeper into the structure, they came across German writing on the wall, which translated to "help." Curiosity still got the better of them, and they continued deeper into the bunker. and as they did, the structure became more and more decayed. More writings were found on the walls, this time reading, "Hello Satan, I love you."
Whoa.
Some of the rooms and corridors were flooded and smelled like sewage. They made their way into a very large room with a strange machine in the center. It's very possible the previous occupants had fled the bunker in a hurry, as there was a single shoe still stuck in the sludge on the floor. Why wouldn't someone have time to grab one shoe unless they were in a hurry? The structure was believed to be an old military bunker, possibly used for shelter by the Nazis during World War II.
That's
Why did the
long
soldiers
ass
seemingly
time.
leave in such a hurry? And whether they were the ones who had written the warning messages on the walls is unknown.
That's
In this
crazy.
last story, for the person's safety, I'll refer to him as just Bill. Bill is an avid hiker who in 2016 was visiting his brother upstate New York near Downsville. Bill's brother owns a small house and a barn up there, and from time to time Bill and other family members would go up to visit. This was in the late fall, and so the foliage was already mostly orange, and more than half of the leaves had fallen off the trees. Bill was hiking a narrow trail which was not far from his brother's place. This trail is in the middle of a very rural area, and it connects from the occasional property to property. So when Bill stumbled across a duffel bag on the ground in the middle of the woods, it was a surprise.
You walking in the woods, see a duff bag on the ground. What you thinking? I'm gonna think it's a setup, I ain't gonna lie. As soon as you grab it, somebody come up and just grab you up. Start strangling you and shit like this. It's a big setup, bro. Especially that color. If it's literally looking like this, setup.
The duffel bag looked like it was relatively new.
See?
It didn't look dirty as if it had been sitting in the woods for an extended period of time. There was a foul odor emanating from the bag, however, like something rotting inside.
It's a body
Bill
part.
assumed the worst, but he knew he had to open the bag to see what's inside. in
No, you
case
didn't.
It actually could have been a person. He was building up the courage to open the zipper to the bag, but before he could, he heard footsteps approaching from off the trail,
What I tell you? It's a setup. They trying to come strangle bro up.
and a voice saying, "That's mine, please don't touch it." A large man in a dirty jacket and jeans was quickly approaching from the woods and grabbed the duffel bag off the ground. The two exchanged looks for a moment. Bill told the man he assumed the bag was forgotten by someone, and the man told him he was storing his kill from his hunt in the bag. Even though Bill isn't a hunter, he knew it's standard to use a cooler for storing fresh kill, not a duffel bag of all things.
That's what I'm saying.
This also wouldn't explain the foul smell so soon, as usually dead bodies only start to smell after a few days, not right after death. So he apologized and continued walking down the trail, with a little more speed in his step. It's likely the man noticed Bill's nervousness, because he heard the duffel bag get dropped on the floor as he was walking away. But as he looked back, he didn't see the man anymore. Bill
He
nervously
got the-
continued along the trail, taking out his phone to try to call his brother for an emergency pickup by the road, but he didn't have any reception in the woods.
Oh my
All he
god.
could do was press forward and avoid crossing paths with that man again. But as he continued on, he kept hearing leaves crunching from not far behind him, and any time he'd look back, the coast seemed clear. But eventually, his fear that he was being followed became real. He saw that man following him in the distance in a stalkerish manner, hiding behind a tree. Without thinking,
Bro, that's
Bill
some-
started to run
That's some Michael Myers shit.
as fast as he could down the trail. He knew he was being followed without even looking back, because he could hear the leaves being crushed for not too far behind him. Bill came to an abandoned-looking property with overgrown grass.
Oh my god.
Having grown too winded to continue running, he attempted entry to the old house through the back door, and was able to get inside.
Bro.
Bill
this
hid
is-
under a cot in the first bedroom he found, and he heard the back door open again, followed by heavy footsteps moving in a hurry. They went from room to room, and Bill could hear the man's heavy breathing from also being out of breath. The man's
This, like-
footsteps came into the bedroom just for a second and left right after. He didn't look under either of the two cots. Bill heard the back door to the house open and slammed shut again, but he laid under the cot for another half an hour, not
Man.
taking any risks. He only got up when he realized it would be dark soon, and he needed to get to a road to call for help. He proceeded to leave the house and run down the dirt trail by the house that was most likely once used as a driveway, which led him to a road. From here, he eventually hitched a ride with a passing car, who gave Bill a lift back to his brother's house, where Bill would call the local police department and report his encounter. Given the severity of the case,
They probably wouldn't
police
believe
would
it.
show up to the house to get a more detailed description of the man's face, the location it happened, and other information. Though it was never technically confirmed what was in that duffel bag, the rotting smell would already be clue enough. But the fact that the man so intently chased after Bill shows that he was hiding something that he didn't want any witnesses for, most likely dumping a dead body.
He for sure was, bro. That was like an actual movie scene. He went to an abandoned house in the woods, bro. Then bro came in there looking for him. Bro, that's crazy, bro. But it'd be crazy because some of that shit actually look interesting. Like you drive by, see an open field, see the woods in the back. You just be like, dang, might want to go check it out. But nigga, no, I'm never checking that shit out. Never, bro. They got it with that one, bro. Them hikers, y'all some brave soldiers for sure. But me, I'm not doing that, bro. I can't do it at all.